Yeah. Popping on a Tuesday night. Hope everyone had a great Labor Day weekend. Probably stumbling in here. I know it's been a long one for Cowboy Jack Durango.
Barely made it tonight.
As they say in baseball, a shoestring catch. You barely made it here. I can't say if you're sober or not sober. Not sure.
Sober-ish.
Ish.
Well, we're going to change that tonight.
Ish. Very nicely done. Hey, Michael here from Beer Baseball Blog, the adventures of craft beer and baseball. This is the Beer Baseball Blogcast, episode 71 for September 7th, 2021. A little social media birdie told me that it is National Beer Lovers Day, hashtag National Beer Lovers Day. We like to call it Tuesday. Wherever you are watching us live today, please give us a like and a comment. Let us know that you're out there. And as always, we'd appreciate it if you subscribe and turn on those notifications. Some housekeeping before we start. Thank you to Patreon super supporter, Cowboy Jack Durango, for his contribution to the Beer Baseball blog on the Power Hitter level. As you can see, we have Cowboy Jack, and I'm going to give him a formal lineup card introduction. So hang out, Cowboy, while I do my other Patreon supporters here. Thank you to our Patreon supporter, Rachel Elnar, for her contribution on the Power Hitter level as well. Thank you to Patreon supporter Scott Loss for his contribution on the Cleanup Hitter level. Check out his comics and merchandise at accidentalaliens.com. And thank you to Ian at If Sports Card for their contribution on the Leadoff Hitter level. You can check out their YouTube channel of sports cards breaks, pack openings, and mail days at If Sports Cards. Thank you so much. If you would like to support the Beer Baseball blog and all of our endeavors, everything that we're doing, you can check out our Patreon page. Just go to patreon.com/beerbaseball. And you can also support us by buying stickers, button, beer coasters on our Etsy page. Search Beer Baseball on Etsy. Unfortunately, Angelo Trinidad is on assignment, but batting leadoff in his place. A batting leadoff, but weirdly pinch hitting, which is very, very, very odd. He is the goodwill ambassador and no moderation monitor here at the Beer Baseball blog, Cowboy Jack Durango. How are you, Cowboy?
I'm doing great, brother. Thank you so much for having me tonight. I barely made it back from my weekend excursion, but I'm here. Barely made it to work. I'm alive. Now let's drink some beer and talk baseball.
Well, you know, we always appreciate when you come on because you definitely bring a slanted view because you're not a hardcore baseball fan. So a lot of this is new to you. But drinking beer is not new to you. But drinking a variety of beer is probably new to you.
That's true.
Okay, so we love.
I'm pretty sure I've drank enough beer in my life to drown a herd of elephants. But new beers.
New beer, yeah, exactly. You have your go-to beers, but you know, we want to expand your taste palette. We want to expand your mind and get you, as you've probably seen in episodes, you being a professional wrestler, and we'll talk about your beer in a few. But you saw that there was actually some craft beer related to wrestling, so I'm sure you're super excited about that.
Yeah, this weekend we had Guerreros, one of the Los Guerreros drinks.
Yeah.
Somebody had a Bret Hart beer.
Right.
Which was insane. So, yeah, no, I'm liking seeing all the crossover between beer and wrestling, craft beer.
That's, yeah.
The puns are just great.
Oh, totally. And it's a pun game. And actually, it's quite amazing that there is so many new fresh puns when it comes to craft beer. We're always like amazed. We're like, oh, of course, that's a no-brainer. So yeah, we love it, and it's really a fun part of craft beer and baseball. Kevin is also running late. He's actually running on WTBS Superstation time, 6:05. So he should be popping in anytime soon. That's an old wrestling WCW NWA days reference for those who don't know. And I'm Michael Mondragon. Yeah. Yes, the Superstation. That's right. You know what? Before we get into what we're drinking, let's look at the. Well, you know what? There's another pro wrestling brother,
My
Ed
brother.
Brown. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Cowboy Jack Durango also in the comments. Ian from
Keep
If
doing
Sports
it.
Cards, thank you so much for all your support, and you've been putting out some great videos. Definitely check him out. He's been doing some good stuff over there. Oh my gosh, look at another. Oh my God. The expert Matt Sinister. This is a star-studded lineup.
That's back from early Rev Pro days, right?
It is.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and Bubble Pug, who I just saw in another chat. Thank you for joining us. We always love having you here.
She's the
David,
MVP. I don't think she's ever missed a show.
I don't think so either. She has quite the Lou Gehrig streak going. Yeah, we hope it continues. David as well. Thank you for all your support. Who else do we have in here? Yes, yeah, and Matt Sinister knows. Yeah, of course, Kevin is running late. Yeah, well, he's the hardest working man in show business now that James Brown isn't around anymore. So, yeah, and Ian, thank you so much for joining. And speak of the devil, who joins the Beer Baseball Blogcast? None other.
Oh, Turner time. 6:05 Pacific.
Look at that
9:05.
hair. That hair. I
inside.
wish I had hair like that.
Greetings, guys.
Greetings
What's
to
up,
you.
baby?
Thank you so much for joining. We're just about to get into what we're drinking. I'm going to let Cowboy Jack Durango do the honors and starting out. Well, there you go. I mean, this is a go-to for most of us.
Oh, hell yeah. That's a good beer, man. It's a good IPA. It's not too heavy. Goes down pretty easy. I don't know if I'd want to drink 12 of them, but 4 pints is pretty dang good.
Yeah. There's a difference between drinking a case of, say, Budweiser and
Right.
a couple of these. It grounds you pretty quickly.
So you don't need to say a case of Budweiser. You can just say breakfast.
Instead of having breakfast. So yeah, I mean, you've actually had some time with this. I'm sure it was new. This type of beer was new to you at one time, and it's now you can see it a lot of places. You can get it quite a few places now, and in Arizona now. I'm assuming.
I bought this at Total Wine and More today. The first time I had it, I had to have a buddy bring it in from California to me.
Right.
Years ago. Mm-hmm.
Right. So that's awesome. Yeah, it has Citra, Cascade, and Chinook hops, yeah, it's a really great beer, and I love the story about it too, where he was Steve Austin wasn't that big on IPAs, and then so he actually worked with El Segundo to get the taste right of what he wanted and everything. So he actually worked really hard on getting to this formula of this beer. So yeah, so definitely. And it coincides with a really big AEW event. Well, I mean, indirectly, right? I'll say when I get my turn, but I'm gonna let Kevin go. But yeah, so there's been a lot of wrestling this weekend. Wrestling is getting really hot right now. So yeah, thank you for bringing the wrestling beer to the Beer Baseball Blogcast, Cowboy.
Yes, sir.
Kevin, what do you got?
All right. This is so this Almanac Brewery, beer company. I believe they are based out of Alameda, California, which is the nicer part of the Oakland area. Like you cross a little bridge from Oakland to Alameda, it's like a different world there. And it's their 10th anniversary. So this is what's called X, obviously, X IPA. It's a hazy IPA, dry hopped with Nelson, Sauvin, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, and Galaxy. Mm-hmm. So let's see how this is. Actually, I'll just read you what it says in the can here.
Yeah.
There was a time when Almanac swore never to brew an IPA, not because we didn't like IPAs, but rather because we didn't know if we could create a beer compelling enough to stand out from the already saturated sea of great IPAs. I want this like that Stone Cold, it's the best IPA out there, brother. Those days are long gone, and as we celebrate our 10th trip around the sun, we raise a toast to our amazing team of innovators and to you, our fans, who continue to inspire us to create. Join us in saying cheers, and we hope you find this a compelling IPA. This is a 6.1%. I don't know about an IBU. Here we
Yeah.
go.
I don't see any IBU on
there
it.
you go.
Yeah. So this is a, so
Yeah, I saw it's
it's
at Trader Joe's. So I was like, ooh, been around for 10 years.
yeah, hazy IPA, dry hop with those hops that you just said in celebration of Almanac's 10th anniversary. So very cool. Yeah. Tell me, how does it taste?
There's your haze.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't tried yet. I was just looking at the haze. Not the purple haze, but the haze in the beer.
Is that Mark Levin?
Purple Haze, Mark Lewin, right?
Lewin, that's what it was.
Oh yeah.
Mark Lewin.
Yeah, this is good. I love all the Almanac's packaging as well. They have some really cool packaging, and this one's super cool. I like it as well.
Yeah, for one of their IPAs, they made a really nice like Christmas themed logo. I think I had it on the show a few months ago. I think around Christmas time. So oh, that's one to have at Christmas time.
A few months ago at Christmas time?
What?
You said a few months ago at Christmas time?
Yeah, that was like 6 months ago, 7 months. Oh yeah, it's like 9 months now. That seems like a lifetime. Like,
yeah, they had a whole
ago now.
They had a whole love series, and that's what I've been noticing about a lot of these beers is they have a lot of series now that I'm kind of tapping. We're if a part of the pun, that we're tapping into, and my beer. Thank you very much. I will be here literally all night, and
tip your waitress and try the veal.
That's right. So my beer is from Fremont Brewing, and this is Head Full of Dynamite, a hazy IPA, and this is actually a series as well, and it's an ongoing series of hazy IPAs, each one different than before, and so it says this is a 2-row pale rolled oats, flaked wheat, and Vienna malts with Strata, Simcoe, Eldorado, Citra Sayo, Talus, Euconaut hops, and Euconaut hops, excuse me. And it's 6.8 ABV. And then the funny thing is about the IBU, so the bitterness, it actually says ACT, which is an acronym for a crap ton. That's what it says. That's what it says on here. So it's tropical forward, guava, mango, and pineapple with grapefruit, orange, and citrus notes. So, of course, I'm gonna love this one. So definitely check this out. Fremont is the one that we've actually had on the show quite a bit lately. Yeah. And was one of the first IPAs that I started getting regularly at Whole Foods because they had the Buku IPA.
Okay.
So
that
the
one I've had before.
That can has a little bit of gimmick infringement going on for my favorite brewery out of Anaheim, California.
It does have that radiant look to it a little bit.
The Radiant Beer Company, that's their packaging, man. Gimmick infringement.
Well, you went from kind of hazing us on our Radiant love, but now you're one of the fold, right?
I'm 100% in. After I had a nice little romantic weekend with Big Kevin Lyon, and he fed me Radiant beers one after the other. I laid back on a Shea lounge and he poured them into my mouth. I'm a fan. I can see why he goes there every day.
Yeah. Well,
Tuesdays are hard to get over there because I have the show to do.
Yeah. Yep.
You were literally just there.
Yeah.
No.
Checked in on the.
No, not yet.
Good improv.
Yeah, at least I said I would be here at 6:05, and I was. All right.
I dig it. 6:05, baby.
I also wanted to solo in on the cap I'm wearing tonight, especially for Cowboy Jack. Are you familiar with this at all?
That's Whataburger.
That is. Yep. And the reason why I have it is the Corpus Christi Hooks. They play at Whataburger Field, and they have a whole Whataburger line of hats and jerseys. And so this was the only one I could get. They just kind of restocked them recently, so I definitely had to get one of them. So
Corpus Christi, you say?
Now, can I ask what is the Wisconsin cheese curds? Like, what is their?
Okay, I'm glad. I thank you. I had to go with the food combo. So the Wisconsin cheese curds. When I went to go see the Madison Mallards in Madison, Wisconsin, for one night, that the Madison Mallards were the Wisconsin cheese curds. Now I did a whole video on it, and I have not put it out yet, which reminded me that I need to put out that video because
I've seen that. Okay,
they were
the same trip where you went to Beloit, because that's
Yep,
that trip?
Milwaukee, Beloit. To see the Brewers and the Milkmen, and So I think Cowboys doing some internet shopping.
All the hats are sold out.
I know. All the hats are sold out. They actually have one that looks like, it says like the biscuit jersey and everything. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Are they the ones who were the Chonklas in the
No, that's San Antonio.
Okay. That's San Antonio. Okay, I knew it was a Texas team, but
yeah,
version that
right.
I can't say it right now. The version. Good one.
Yes, and
I got some food too. I got the churros here. I got some churros today. I inadvertently jumped on your bandwagon there.
No, it's all good, and so those are the beers that we're having, and what we're wearing tonight. So let's get into it.
All right.
Let's
do
this day in baseball history for September 7th. Now, Jack, I'm going to ask you, what is the significance in baseball for September? There's a reason why I asked this. It's a certain time when something happens to a baseball team. They have the ability to do this. What do you think that is?
Trade season, look for free agents.
That's a very good guess. It is. That's kind of changed, but you're right. That is one of them. But each team has the ability to do this every September.
Change their mascot.
That'd be pretty awesome. That'd be pretty awesome. Well,
to relocate to a different city.
Yeah, that also could be too for some teams. But actually, every September, the rosters expand and they can call up their minor leaguers. So they're usually pretty selective about it, but September is what they call September call-ups. So everybody gets what they call a cup of coffee in the majors. So people will have because of the expanded rosters, they might get to pitch a little, might get to hit a little, depending on teams. They might get some playoff experience, but usually these players usually don't make the playoff rosters.
Got it.
So just so you know, so there's a FYI.
No, I like it. And how much longer do we have left in the baseball season?
Well, it goes into October, so literally all of September into October.
We get our playoffs.
So there you go. Yep.
And then that's when the Super Bowl is?
The Super Bowl of World Series.
Right. Yes.
All right. September 7th, 1896, the first placed Orioles of the National League sweep a triple header against the cellar-dwelling Colonels 4-3, 9-8, and 12-1. Baltimore will establish the record for most games won in 2 consecutive days, with 5 when they take the both ends of tomorrow's twin bill from Louisville. So yeah, they used to have triple headers in baseball.
So every man in this lineup looks absolutely tough as nails, except for the guy in the middle who looks extremely nervous.
Yeah. And then, your eyes may go to the upper left. I'm not sure if that nice man was passed away, or if he just didn't make the photo shoot.
So they have to insert him as a bigger head than everybody else.
Yes, yes. And but I'd like to call attention to this. If you look down where it says 1896. There's actually a little dog down there.
He's hanging out in the bat,
Just hanging out. He's all good.
Man, baseball's as weird as wrestling, right?
It can be.
Sometimes, yeah.
The guys are named after Edgar Allan Poe, but they have a white poodle in their photo. Is he good luck?
Who knows? I want to know more. I definitely want to know more. September 7th, 1911, Cy Young loses a pitching duel to Phillies rookie right-hander Grover Cleveland Alexander at Boston South End grounds 1-0. Next month, the 44-year-old Braves hurler will end his career after 22 seasons with an astonishing 511 victories, a major league record unlikely to be broken. So this is September 7th. On September 22nd, Cy Young blanks the Pirates at Forbes Field for his 511th win. So, wow, we've talked about this a lot. Grover Cleveland Alexander, Cy Young. It's kind of fun to, like, these would just be names, but now they're like in our lexicon. Like, we have a lot. I love, like, putting names to dates and numbers to, how dominant these pitchers were. I can't imagine, 511 wins. I was looking it up. I think the Jason Verlander has like 196. He's like the one that's most active. Obviously not even close to 511. Incredible.
So
That might be one record that might never get broken.
Yeah, totally.
The way the
So
pitching
why
standards are
is
nowadays.
it that won't get broken? Are there not as many games? Do guys take more breaks? Why won't that get broken?
Because pitchers are not treated the same as they were back then. Back then the guys were pitching, complete games. They weren't worrying about pitch counts. They weren't worrying about. They weren't throwing their arms out like in high school and college and in the minors and stuff like that. They were like fast tracked to when you're good, you're fast tracked to the major leagues. So, you could be in your teens and have like a lot of wins on your belt. That wouldn't happen today in baseball.
Yeah. Last week you talked about Bob Feller. He was like in the major leagues, like 18 years old,
Mm-hmm.
It's very rare, you maybe see it like once every year. So you can see a guy under 21 going to the majors,
Yeah. Like you would have to have like 2 legit decades. And I think we were talking about before Greg Maddux having 20, 10 wins over 20 seasons. And that was amazing in itself. So you figure they have to have that plus before that and then after that, like in their 40s, like this. He was 44. You
have to win 20 years. You're at the average 20 years for 25 years.
Yes.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
An era where nowadays hardly anybody ever wins 20 games in a season.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just treated differently, like even injuries. Like I saw Garrett Cole get pulled today. I think he had a blister. Back then they didn't care about. They didn't care about blisters.
Yeah.
Well, they just soak it in pickle juice.
Yeah, they're taking care of guys.
Yep.
Yes.
Well, there's a bigger investment now too.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And so these guys weren't putting in like brothers today. They're high school, college, minors. These guys are just, hey, you're a baseball player. Come on.
Yep.
Okay.
September 7th, 1914, the Braves play their first home game at Fenway Park. This is the Boston Braves, not the Atlanta Braves. Splitting a doubleheader with the Giants at the Red Sox ballpark. The change in venues, which will include the remaining games in the regular season and World Series contests, is necessitated when Boston's South End grounds becomes too small to accommodate the growing crowds following the Miracle Braves. So we'll have to look this up. What were the Miracle Braves? I wonder if they were anything like the Miracle Mets of '69.
Possibly.
So, yeah, I want to know who was on that team. That would be very interesting.
Yeah, I don't recognize any of the guys there.
I don't either. I
would. I think I'm in the upper left-hand corner there.
You're at the concession stand. September 7th, 1923, Red Sox starter Howard Emke no-hits the A's at Shibe Park 4-0. In the 7th inning, the 29-year-old right-hander appears to lose his bid for a no-hitter when Slim Harris hits a would-be double, but Philadelphia pitcher is called out for not touching first base. Isn't that crazy?
Great job.
The great job. September 7th, 1935, Red Sox infielder Joe Cronin hits into a 5-6-4-3 game-ending triple play when his line drive caroms off Indian third baseman Odell Hale's head to Bill Knickerbocker. The Tribe's shortstop starts the triple killing with throwing to the rebound to Roy Hughes, covering second, who in turn relays the ball to first baseman Hal Trotsky, giving Cleveland a 5-3 victory in the first game of a twin bill at Fenway Park. So a lot of Fenway Park here.
So literally the 5-6 was it bouncing off the player's head. That actually is in the playbook.
Yep.
That's fantastic.
That's so awesome.
That somehow counts. All right. I guess he made contact. That's why it would count. Okay.
Yep.
That's funny.
September 7th, 1974, Graig Nettles will be suspended for 10 days after stuffing his bat with 6 Super Balls that are collected by Tigers catcher Bill Freehan, who we mentioned a couple of shows ago, when a piece of lumber is shattered on a disallowed infield hit. The Yankee third baseman, who said the doctored bat was given to him by a fan in Chicago, hit a home run in his first at-bat in the game's only run and the Yankees 1-0 victory over Detroit at Shea Stadium. How nuts is that?
See, and then the Yankees and that's our crazy. The Yankees were at Shea Stadium in that time period too.
Right,
and there was renovations being done in the Yankee Stadium. Yeah, no, the Yankees weren't not too fond of having to play over there.
That's right.
That year and a half, something like that.
Yeah,
where is Shea Stadium?
So it's not. I'm sorry.
Flushing,
right? I was thinking, and then the Yankees are in Queens. So it's
the Bronx, sir. You have the Bronx.
Oh, am I bad?
The Yankees are in the Bronx, and then I mean you could more where Shea Stadium was now. It's the parking lot for the current Mets Stadium.
Right,
They
right.
literally just built on the same area, and I like Flushing Meadows kind of area.
Gotcha. Right. Yeah, so that's crazy. I forgot because I was trying to think about it, and someone even like posted like, is there any footage of the bat being shattered?
Yeah.
And the only one I could look up was Chris Sabo when he had the Super Balls in his bat.
Yeah.
And somebody
crazy.
else had one too. I think it's Sosa.
What that looks like what is a Super Ball? Like what? Like how do you get it? Like what's the whole process of it? You know.
I think he might have like I think they cut him in half and stuff like that,
okay.
and they just put him in there. I don't know what it does, but it just makes the bat lighter and give it maybe some oomph. I'm not sure, but it's funny that a fan gave it to him, so I might as well just use it.
Right.
Yeah, sure.
Look at that haircut, man. He's not making the best decisions. I mean, come on.
Well, it is the 70s. I mean, come on.
That's true.
Yeah, to be fair.
Here's some more New York.
Better 70s hair than that guy.
Speaking of the Mets, September 7th, 1984, on his way to hurling a one-hitter, Dwight Doc Gooden fans Ron Say for his 228th strikeout, setting a National League rookie record. The Mets phenom passes Grover Cleveland Alexander, there's that name again, who established the mark in 1911 with 227.
Oh my gosh.
We talk about how awesome and dominant Doc was. Man, he was
For those few years.
Yep.
So
yep.
we've got a Doc Gooden, a Doc
But as
Ellis.
someone once said, cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Where does the Doc nickname come from? Because there's a lot of Docs in baseball, right?
That's a good question.
Well, he was called Dr. K.
Right.
You know, but Doc's name was Doc. Was his actual? I'm trying to remember what his.
No, I think he changed it.
Or he
I
got
think
the Doc nickname. I don't know.
Yeah.
But,
He eventually wanted to be known as Doc
But
Gooden,
for
not Dwight
Dwight-
Gooden.
yeah, but they were calling him Dr. K. You know, because he was like doctorate level of getting strikeouts in that period, which he was. You know.
Think about this.
Like he was gonna be like.
So think about this.
biggest star in
In basketball, there was Dr. J.
Right.
Okay, so he was Dr. K. K being for strikeout.
Got it. Right.
And then also like he also had like kind of a surgeon's precision about where he could throw the ball and stuff like that.
That's
So
what
that was
say about me, surgeon's precision.
but Doc was DOCK. So I think it was I think it was might have been a play off another name, but I don't think I had like the medical field reference that the other one did.
Because Dr. J.
Well, Doc is actually his first name. I
Yeah,
was thinking
Doc.
of something different, but he's actually Doc Ellis Jr. So so his father was. So his actual name is Doc.
No.
So wasn't like a nickname or anything. So I had to hashtag do the
Awesome.
research.
All right, this is a big one. September, and
Oh,
not
because
just
it's a
because
Cardinal.
he's
I
a
get
Cardinal,
it, all
not
right?
because he's a Cardinal. You'll find
Yeah.
out why. September 7th, 1993, in the nightcap of a doubleheader at Cincinnati, Cardinals center fielder Mark Whiten became the 13th player in Major League history to hit 4 home runs in a single game. He hit a grand slam in the first inning, 3-run homers in the 6th and 7th inning, and a 2-run homer in the 9th inning. He finished 4 for 5 with 4 home runs and 12 RBIs, tying a Major League single game record. Now, how rare is it to hit 4 home runs in a game? Obviously not very at this point, because he was low here. Mm-hmm. So he was the 13th player. It's only happened in 19 times in the major leagues. Okay. There's been 23 perfect games. So it's actually more rare to have a 4-run home game than it is to see a perfect game.
And he almost did what we talked about, that player in Texas. I think you said we talked about a month or so ago, that minor leaguer who actually hit a cycle, but in home run.
Oh yeah, he hit for the cycle
He
in home
almost
run.
did that
Yeah,
too.
and yeah, that's right. That's
didn't
right.
get
He almost
the
did it
home run.
right. That would have been amazing. I didn't even think about that. So the last time this happened, it was actually so talking about Arizona, Jack. It was actually Arizona Diamondback JD Martinez, and he did it at Dodger Stadium.
Huh. Suck it, Dodgers. In your face.
Yeah,
We don't like the Dodgers, right?
I you know what? We're baseball fans, so we
definitely
support
don't
baseball.
like them?
Kevin hates it. Kevin hates him.
Good.
No, I don't hate. There's no reason to hate.
There you go. Oh wow, look at this. You're so zen after the trip.
No. I hate whatever. Come on.
You hate whatever.
Hate. Nah.
How do you feel about the Angels?
Oh, see, he's a little sour on the Angels only because of the way.
Oh God, I went to the game last night and it was You get shut out 4-0 by the Rangers. That's just
Yeah, that's not September baseball right there.
Was it fun to watch?
Was it fun to watch?
Nah, not for the most part. No.
Oh, you're right there.
Well, they watched
Ohtani, hoping he's gonna do something, and didn't really do anything. It's like,
Well, they played a minor league stadium, and they have minor league baseball players except for Ohtani. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I mean,
that's Cowboys line.
They're a minor league team, so
Yeah. September 7th, 1996, with 129 at-bats and a mediocre 254 batting average at the start of his major league career, Scott Rowland misses the remainder of the season when his arm is broken by a pitch thrown by Cubs right-hander Steve Traxel. The hit-by-pitch will prove to be a blessing in disguise when the Phillies' third baseman, technically still a rookie due to one less at-bat during the season. And this is what we're talking about, Jack. So he got called up and didn't get the required amount of at-bats. So technically the next season, he's a rookie. So even though he played during this season in 96. So because he'll have an outstanding next year and he will win the National League Rookie of the Year.
In his second year.
It's technically still his first.
Because it's number of at-bats, not time.
Right. Yeah. He didn't get the at-bat requirement.
I was telling you, he was there for like a week, maybe 4 or 5 games at the most, being September 7th here. Wow.
Yep.
That's a beautiful card, though. He looks like he means some.
He does. He means,
you better not cross that man.
He means business, that's for sure. He was all business. And what's really
he's gonna take out a hit. Like someone hired him to hit somebody.
Yeah, he doesn't want his picture taken. That's clear. Matt says that shows baseball is a work. I actually that's funny that he says this because Albert Pujols he played tonight, and they gave him a nice standing ovation. There's been some stuff in the paper saying that Wainwright, Molina, and potentially Pujols will be in St. Louis next year playing all together. So they're going to have this like the Wheeze Kids type of situation. And on like the third or fourth pitch, he hits a home run. And I'm just like, I go, what a work. Yep. They totally worked this whole thing.
He went back to St. Louis and was like, hey, can you just give me one? Come on.
Yeah, just groove one to me.
Just give me something easy.
It's like when Cal Ripken hit the home run in his it was like his last All-Star game. Like he got one grooved, and then people were like, yeah. But interestingly enough,
in September, some teams are probably going to bring up more minor leaguers because they want to if they're towards the bottom of the barrel, they want to finish at the bottom of the barrel so they can get like a good draft pick the next year.
That's it.
NFL do that too. NFL and NBA probably.
Yeah.
The NBA might be different because they have the whole lottery thing, but NFL will do that.
So
if you're going to tank big.
That's right.
For sure.
Got it.
And so it's funny because Steve Traxel was the one who broke Scott Rowland's arm. Exactly 2 years after this, tomorrow, he would give up Mark McGwire's record-breaking 62nd home run that broke Roger Maris's longtime record of 61.
So there you go. Another 52 episodes. We'll be talking about that.
That's right.
All right. Tune in.
That's right.
Yeah. There's your warning.
September 7th, 1997, a 15-inning contest, a total of 33 players strike out during the Angels' 5-4 victory at Tiger Stadium. Players from both teams become visibly upset with home plate umpire Mike Everett when 21 of the 30 extra inning outs are all strikeouts, with 13 being the result of a called third strike. Oh. This guy just wanted them to swing the bats. Is that obvious? He had some dinner plans.
So did you watch this game? Was he working a little bit?
I didn't see this game in particular, but you can just tell by this. He's like, anything close, you better be swinging at because it's a strike. That happens a lot. You just know that.
A lot of fun to have at parties. I guarantee you his children have gone through a lot of therapy. Oh no, daddy's hitting mommy again. Doesn't look like fun. Kevin, you know.
You know what?
September 7th, 2009, thanks to the loss to Chicago, the Pirates became the first franchise in baseball history to post a losing record for 17 consecutive seasons. The dubious streak, which dates back to 1993, surpasses the skid of the Phillies that it was endured from 1933 to 1948. I hate to hear like kind of futility. Like I always hate to hear like, God, what's his name? I think is something Young, Andrew Young.
Or Anthony Young.
Anthony Young.
Yeah.
And he had that like crazy streak where he lost like 20 games. Like he was like 2-22 or something like that.
He lost like he set the major league record for most losses in a row.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is his ERA was under 4.
Yeah. He wasn't pitching bad. He just like had just bad luck. And actually I remember they held him out of a start so he wouldn't go further.
Yeah.
And that was seen as controversial because he was actually a pretty like it wasn't a bad pitcher. You're right.
Yeah, and he was on a Cub team, which the Cubs are not good in that. Or I think it was like early 90s, like 93-ish, 92, 93, something like that.
Yeah, crazy. And lastly, September 7th, 2010, Trevor Hoffman earns his 600th save when he induces pinch hitter Aaron Miles to hit a grounder for the final out in the Brewers' 4-2 victory over the St. Louis at Miller Park. The 42-year-old reliever's baseball career saves leader has converted 600 of his 676 save opportunities, 89% during his 18-year career with Florida, San Diego, and Milwaukee. And I totally forgot that he ended with the Brewers. He actually got a couple more years.
The Brewer.
There you go.
I never remembered at all him being a Brewer. So
yeah, it was right at the end. Yeah.
Bubble Pug's probably like, come on, guys, didn't you know this? I'm like, no.
Yeah. It says, I hate watching
There you go.
miss watching him pitch. Absolutely. Yeah. He was
Oh,
a
there's
good
plenty
one.
of teams who are happy he's not pitching anymore. You know?
Yeah. That's for
if
sure.
you're that much of a lockdown, yeah, you don't want to face him.
Man, he looks angry. Brother
does.
just does business. I like it.
Yeah.
Although there is like one game that Trevor Hoffman, I know that he blew, and it's actually a pretty famous game. It was the wild card game against the Rockies. Remember when they when Matt Holliday, when he slid into home face first, and they still don't think he touched home plate? That was Trevor Hoffman. So it's like,
was that umpire that other guy from earlier?
it probably was. We'll have to do the research on that one.
He's like, hey, I need to get home. Or was he the same umpire in that other game we watched a few months ago, where the guy totally missed the call at home plate in the 18th inning, and he really just leaves?
Tag him at home. He says, I don't want to be here anymore.
I don't want to be here anymore.
19 innings.
I do the research, see if it's the same guy.
How much work would I have to do to become an umpire, a major league umpire?
It's a lot of work.
It is. Yeah.
It really is.
You actually have to go through a certification. There's actually like a lot of classes and stuff like that. There's a whole academy for umpiring. It seems like there wouldn't be. But I think the thing is that umpires, they get tenure when they get up at a certain point, and like there's some bad umpires right now, and like they have so much tenure that they almost can't get them out of there.
Yeah, and I'm guessing the umpires probably have a union as well.
They do.
Yeah,
they do. And actually, one of the umpires had a lawsuit against Major League Baseball at one point.
Oh my gosh.
Huh.
Yeah, like it's if you get to the minor leagues, good luck ever getting farther. You have probably less of a chance, probably a better chance as a player than an umpire to make the major leagues.
Yeah, and it's true, and it's actually more prominent now with replay and with replay on TV, but also replay in baseball in general, where they have to they can review calls. Yeah. So they actually, I don't know, it's kind of weird. Everybody wants robo umps. I will say I actually would rather not have robo umps because I don't think it's going to solve the problem, and I think it's going to create more problems, just like replay has. So, but that's just my everyday baseball.
The only thing I could argue for robo umps would be for balls and strikes, because you watch any game and you just see like, how sometimes these guys are like not like under like what, like 85%, 90%.
Yeah.
Getting right, and it's just like that's a pretty good margin of error right there,
And when an umpire's controlling the game. Yeah. You can see it. It's the same thing in basketball. When they call 2 quick fouls on the best player, they're controlling the game. So
Matt Sisser would say it, it's a work, brother.
Yeah, we need to coach him up on what robo umps are. Yeah.
Robo umps.
I have a funny umpire story.
Go for it.
And this is why I didn't think umpires were so trained so well. I was dating this girl, and she had a son. He played baseball, so we'd go to a lot of his baseball games. And same umpire, the same little league games, and same umpire every couple of games. And I'm talkative. I get to know people. I make friends. It's what I do. So I made friends with the ump. And one day after the game, sorry, boy there. Okay, enough, killer. One day after one of the games, he's like, hey, man, my ride's not going to make it on time. Can you give me a ride home?
Oh, no.
Sure, I guess. So I had to drive this guy across town to Apache Junction, which, Disco, Apache Junction. It's way out on the other side of Phoenix. And he made me stop at 3 different Circle Ks to get beers, smokes, adult magazines. And then I pull up and I was like, all right, well, have fun. He's like, oh, no, this is just my buddy's house. I live in the garage out back. And I was like, man, these umpires. So that's my only interaction with an umpire.
Well, and that's Little League, some of those guys,
Yeah, that's people that work with children, right? Yeah, no.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
But no, like this guy works around little boys now, dude. He's just like, hey, get over here, kid.
That's
you want
funny.
a beer?
Yeah, but sometimes those guys are volunteering too. At Little League level, I don't know if they're getting any money.
Right.
When you guys are adult softball, if you know what you're doing, you could actually make some nice side money being a softball umpire.
Yeah.
Get like $25 a game. You can get like 3 games in a night. Like, hey, $75 in 4 hours. That's solid money, you know?
No, that's better than wrestling.
Yeah, Ian asks, what do you guys know about the umpire scorecards? I've actually heard that they're actually evaluated quite a bit.
They should be.
As they should be, absolutely. And I know that Joe Torre was somebody who did that. Oh, God, what was it? I can't remember what I saw it on, but it was actually during one of the World Series. They had a really great like behind the scenes documentary on how like Torre would actually go and actually talk to the umpires afterwards, and there was a lot of dialogue in between them, and then when they would blow calls and stuff like that, and like, you know, how it all went down. I also know that like, you know, soccer does it a lot. They definitely evaluate the umpires. Now, one thing that I will say about this is I wish that there was a bit more transparency, especially like on replay. So like if replay is going, then they come back with the call. I would love to hear the back and forth or an explanation. Actually, in Japanese baseball, of all things, they have such a different approach to this. If an umpire makes a mistake, they actually get on the house mic and actually apologize to the crowd for making a mistake.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
That does sound like a very Japanese thing.
That tracks, right?
Yeah, and it's not seen as like something that's like, screw you. It's more like a thing of honor, like, hey, I did not see it the right way, blah, blah, blah. And I always thought that was the admirable way of approaching it, but it's like, I hate when
that happening in America. Oh,
yeah.
No.
Yeah, and I hate that only because it seems like there's 3 teams playing at the same time sometimes. Yeah. You know, other times there's 2 teams, but there's sometimes 3 teams. Earl Weaver will tell you, you're just sent here to F us. Yep. There's that great video of him saying that. You were sent here to screw us. I think there should definitely, there's actually a really great website out there that shows like, you know, the percentage of calls missed. If you might want to look it up, Kevin. It's like, it's on Twitter actually. So, and I can't remember what it's called, but it shows the accuracy of every game, like right afterwards of how that goes.
Right on.
So
that's good.
Well, let's get to it. Cowboy, you like this game. We're going to do some baseball card sharks. Yeah. Ian says the starting salary for an umpire is $150K. Wow. Yeah.
Looks like I'm going to school.
You know, the thing I don't know is just, is it like in wrestling if they're independent contractors, or do they get like everything covered too? You know what I mean? Like medical insurance.
That was exactly going to be my next statement, which was, I don't know if they pay for their own travel, if they pay for their own, you know, all that stuff. That would be very interesting to know.
Probably not. They have a union. So if they have a union, they're probably fine.
Yeah, it would seem to reason.
Those guys just seem like the most carny part of baseball to me. Like, know that they have like an assistant.
They're not ball players. Come on, that's all you need to know.
Yeah.
They're not well, maybe they were athletes at one point. I don't know.
Hey, you're talking to a former professional athlete, pal.
Yeah, me too, sir. All right, Michael, what you got for us tonight?
Yeah, I'm not sure what.
Spin the wheel, make the deal.
I'm gonna let you guys talk for a second while I handle something in the background here.
Yeah, do your thing.
Crap, because I'm almost empty and I'm gonna have to get a refill here. All right. Oh, wow, he's actually left the show. Oh no, it's just really us, Jack.
Oh, it's gonna get bad. So you got to go
real bad now.
Was this Angels game last night? Did you get to go sit in the box?
No, that was a couple weeks ago. Someone I know had season tickets, so I was like the second level up on the first base side. Someone I know, the local like tap room where they sell like 40 beers is like, hey, you want to go Monday? I'm like, sure, why not? Free. So I managed to go to 4 Angel games, all for free this year.
Well,
4
who
games
would
for
pay
free.
to
I'll
go
take
to
it.
an Angels game, Angelo? Who
No.
would pay, Angelo?
Oh, I mean, Angelo has to pay. I'm not. Not giving my money away. Nope. They can't have my money.
Yeah, no.
My friend even bought me a
picture-
beer there. All right, so there we go. See, because he
Nice.
got free tickets, so he better buy me a beer.
Exactly. So do they have an Angel Stadium? I know they're minor league. Do they have like a bar, restaurant, like up in the stands?
What they have, if you remember when Angelo was with us from Angel Stadium, because you were on the show with us,
Yeah.
in the third level on the third level right field corner, they have St. Archer Brewery has a restaurant/bar.
Okay.
Where you can make reservations, or maybe on a slow night, you can just walk in and you could sit to where you have a view of from the right field area. You have a view of everything, and you can get food and beer. I don't know if they sell alcohol there. I would assume they do.
So
And
they
I ate there once with Michael, and the food was solid for what it was. Still, it's gonna be expensive.
They have one of those in left field in Diamondback Stadium,
Mm-hmm.
and I've always wanted to go there. Every time I go to a game, I'm like, man, why am I not sitting in a bar?
Why are you not sitting in the pool? Is what I want to know.
Well,
because the Diamondbacks does have a pool in center field. That was a nice little thing when I did the stadium.
Yes, they do. That's very highly sought after tickets, and I'm not spending that much money to watch baseball.
They actually had a thing in Arizona, which I've never really seen. They have a spot next to the dugout that's actually kind of part of the dugout where they sell like a handful of tickets. And I actually saw one that was available for like $125. I'm like, yeah, and that's still, I don't know if I want to spend $125 for that.
Right.
It was the Angels against the Diamondbacks, so definitely a minor league ball game.
Gross, the Angels. You know what? I've actually got some pictures. I'll put them up on social media. I'll find them. My boy Cash, when he was maybe 2.5, almost 3, just little guy.
Yeah.
He got to go out and like run the bases.
Oh, right on.
Diamondbacks field. Yeah. The pictures are really adorable.
Because that's the thing they'll do on Sundays at minor league parks around this area. They'll do the thing like, oh, kids can run the bases after the game. And I'd always joke, because we've always go on Sunday, like joke with the guys like, should we just go run around the bases?
Just push kids out of the way.
Yeah, why not? Why not? I got to win.
I got to win.
Jack,
Hey, you got to take your wins where you can get them, man.
You have to win at all costs. Win if you can, lose if you must, but always cheat.
Always cheat.
Always cheat.
Always cheat, especially against little kids.
Yeah, of course. Because they need to learn that life is not fair.
Exactly. No, I like your form of parenting. I like it. It's a good outlook.
Yeah. It's got me far over 155 years of life, let me tell you.
And what, 327 kids?
How do you know that number? That's a very random number. How would you know it's that many?
I know you, baby.
This is riveting content here.
It really is. It really is. This means we're giving each other a hard time.
Let me actually ask you then, because you actually went to a Diamondbacks game a month or so ago.
Right.
How is Major League Baseball in Arizona in the COVID era now?
I didn't like it. It was there were not near enough precautions or masks for my taste. I'm very safe and withdrawn, and I just ended up kind of hugging the wall, not getting near people. And it was a Cubbies game.
Right.
And I went with my ex-father-in-law and my son. My ex-father-in-law is a big Cubs fan.
Yeah.
And we had decent seats, but gosh dang, man, there's just too many people. And I'm not out in the world that much. I go to my office and it's like 3 people and we don't see each other. Yeah. And so being in a crowd of people really freaked me out. And we weren't sitting next to anybody. It was real nice, but yeah, I don't think I'm ready for it.
Now, I imagine in that situation, there's probably more Cubs fans than Diamondbacks fans, right?
Oh, you would think that we were in Chicago.
Yeah,
it was my son and his friend were the only ones wearing D-back shirts in an entire stadium.
And I'm willing to bet that happens a lot probably with like a team like that, like if the Dodgers come in, or if they ever, I'm trying to think of like another like National League team that would do that, like maybe like a Mets or something. I don't know, because a lot of people from New York will move down to Arizona.
Right. Yeah. No, people don't go to Diamondbacks games to watch the Diamondbacks. They go to watch the other team. I
mean, honestly, my minor league team, the Angels can be like that too. When the Yankees come into town, the Red Sox come into town, Well, Dodgers especially. When it's Dodgers Angels, it's almost like a Dodgers home game at times.
Huh.
But it gets kind of heated. It's fun when the Angels actually do well. It makes it for a good heated environment.
Yeah.
Hello, Michael.
Yeah, hi. So my computer on my other end, I'm not sure what's going on with it. So while it decides what it's going to do, we'll definitely get the card sharks going. While it kind of thinks about what it's going to do, I'm not sure what it's doing. But there's also something with the Arizona thing. So I was going to do that as well, but I also wanted to add on to what you guys were saying. The thing about Arizona is, and this comes because I was born in Arizona, so I know this for a fact, that Arizona at one point was a kind of a huge, it was a bit of a melting pot because people moved there during the 50s and 60s to get away from anything that was cold.
Right.
So, and it became this kind of like Palm Springs in a sense. So people, my mom included, it's like my mom moved there from St. Louis, and then so because of and then I had friends that moved here from Chicago, people that moved here from Milwaukee and other places in Wisconsin. So there's a big influx of people from Minneapolis, so they all moved there because they just wanted to get away from anything that was cold. And
all the snowbirds,
because I remember in 1982 I went to a Phoenix Suns Milwaukee Bucks game. It was my first Suns game ever, and you would think it was a Milwaukee Bucks home game.
That's weird.
Isn't that crazy?
It wasn't like the Bucks were a big franchise in that period at all.
Right. But at that time,
who would have been on the Bucks in '82? It was Sikma still in the league. I have no
idea. Jack Sikma, Sidney Moncrief.
Oh yeah.
Cummings, Terry Cummings.
Wow, you've been really young then, though.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've been in the league at that point.
Yeah, I don't know. I seem to remember him, but it might have been later.
It probably was pretty early in his career because he was playing until the mid '90s, I believe. Very good underrated player.
I wonder if I can.
So over the weekend, Big Kev and myself, we watched a movie together. It's called The Battered Bastards of Baseball on Netflix.
Yes, we talked about it last week on the show, and I said I need to watch it. So I told Jack, "Hey, we gotta watch it."
Documentary.
Wasn't that great? And so Kevin, explain the Battered Bastards of Baseball.
So for those of you who haven't seen it, it's actually an independent baseball team in the 1970s. So Portland, Oregon had a AAA team that was not drawing well. So they relocated to Spokane, Washington, which that seems odd because Spokane would be so much smaller than Portland. And this actor who was a big baseball fan growing up, I think played some semi-pro. His name's Bing Russell, and he had some money together and he decided, I'm going to try to get a team in Portland. And the only problem was he couldn't get an affiliation with a major league team, and at that point there was no independent team. So he decided, I'm just going to do it myself, the old DIY. We talk about craft beer. We admire the DIY of these breweries doing their things on their own.
Punk rock.
Yeah. So he decided to just, put a team together. And one of the players was his son, Kurt Russell. He played a couple seasons in the minor leagues. So he was there in the beginning. And Kurt Russell is great in that documentary.
Yes.
And they also talked to some former players on the team throughout it. And it shows some of those guys ended up being very successful after the Mavericks. And more or less, long story short, too late, is this Portland Mavericks team ended up doing I hate to say gimmick, as a kind of, they're doing some gimmicky things to drive all more people. And after a year or two, they were the biggest attended minor league team in the country. They were averaging something like 8,000 people a game, which is nuts for minor league baseball, especially.
Yeah, they win over 100,000.
Yeah.
For the season, which is crazy.
And the thing is too is that the league they were in is called the Northwest League. Back then, it was it's a half season, so they start in the summer. They only have 42 home games or something like that. So it's a lot shorter time span. But yeah, if you have Netflix, it's only an hour and 20 minutes. Check it out if you have some free time. It's definitely a 70s piece. There's some great footage of the team in that era, and it's crazy to me that there's any video of minor league baseball in the 70s.
But they were seen as so rogue, and it's very comparable to something that just happened, AEW, coming in and kind of changing the landscape of baseball, and Jim Bouton played for them.
Yes.
He actually had a life and actually got a kind of a second start into his career. He was kind of seen as an outcast. Because of the book that he wrote. I mean, there's so many like angles to this whole thing.
There are.
Yeah.
It was really definitely multi-layered, more multi-layered than I even I expected.
Well, no, and I mean, like, I felt bad for Big Kev because me and my baseball knowledge. I mean, it's slim to none.
Yeah.
So every player that's on the on the screen, I was like, hey man, what did he end up doing? And you're like, I don't know, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know
Stop
one of these
bothering
guys.
me.
Jim Bouton was the only player I knew in that group. But what was nice was at the end you got to see what happened to some of these guys.
Right. One of the guys disappeared into the just off the face.
They
of
say he's
the
maybe
earth.
an informant. Yeah, but I don't want to give too much away. If you have an hour and 20 minutes on Netflix, just look up Battered Bastards of Baseball. It's a fun story about, it's a team coming up out of nowhere, having some success, and then you see where Major League Baseball just came in and be like, nope, you can't do that.
Yeah.
You can see the
Like
power
the
of Major League
Mafia.
Baseball in this too at the end. Yeah.
I think I figured this out.
For sure.
I mean, they had a dog on their team. Like it was so much fun.
Yeah, and that was kind of novel at the time.
Yeah. There is some of that now. Like that was a ball dog. Like there's some teams that have a bat dog that was specifically trained to get the bat, and then so no more bat boys. I'm just kidding. We'll get bat dogs.
Well worth the hour and 20 minutes. It's a fantastically made documentary. It was highly enjoyable.
Yeah, it's one of those things I mean to see for like about 5 years, and after Michael mentioned on the show last week, I'm like, this is the time to get it.
I'm glad that we got to sit down and watch it together for sure.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you for being patient on this. I'm so sorry. My computer freaked out on me, and so I had to restart it, and it is back. But so let's get into it. As we were talking before, this is Baseball Card Sharks, and this is the first time that we have third time we have a guest. So yeah, loosen up. We're gonna get to it. Here are the standings. Angelo is actually coming up. It's too bad because his winning streak of one is going to waste.
Are those two losses mine?
Did you play last time, or did who played last time?
We had
that's right.
We had Daniel Makabe and Alan Jepson on our Hoppy Hour, and I believe Jack, you were the other time, right?
Oh, okay.
No. It was Alan and Daniel. So those are
one. They count as one.
They count as one?
Yeah,
I
they
have
played together as
lost
one.
once.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I might have to revise this. It's actually 0-1.
Okay. I thought we had another guest.
I didn't think that we had anybody else that played this either. So yeah. Okay.
I know Jack played with us another time. I assume I was on the show or not.
Oh, okay.
No,
We did
it was
because
a dry run. It was a
You
dry
played.
run.
No, you played with us when Angelo was at Angel Stadium.
That's right. That's right. That's what it was.
Yeah, that was
You're
my
welcome.
loss.
Okay, so here's how baseball.
I remember that.
Here's how Baseball Card Shark rules work. We're gonna draw 11 cards. You have 3 on your bench. We're gonna make our way up from the bottom. We're gonna turn them over, and then we have stipulations that dictate how you get through this. We'll walk you through it. It's super easy. And so I'm actually going to take this out of the stream. So I'm going to stop this screen. I'm going to share this, and we're going to spin the wheel. We're going to make the deal.
Yeah.
So here we go. So Baseball Card Sharks. Boom. Okay.
Coal Miners Glove Match.
Cool. Piranha match. Okay, here we go.
Oh no, not the Piranhas.
No, nobody likes that one. It's too dangerous. All right, so here we go.
Ooh, 87.
87. I thought it was going to be 86.
Oh no, not ERA. Oh,
Pitcher ERA. It's going to be a tough
Oh,
one.
it's my specialty. No. If there's one thing I know, it's the pitcher's ERA from the 1987 season of baseball.
Do you know what ERA even stands for?
No.
Okay, fair enough. I was hoping you could give us a witty
Earned
answer.
runs, ERA, earned run average.
There you go. You got it.
Nicely done.
Very good.
Let me just
So-
get that off my shoulder there.
All right.
You are the god of you're the golden
I
god.
am the
of
golden god.
I will prove it.
All right. So here we go. So
Oh,
we're going to
yeah.
open up a wax pack of 1987 baseball. We're gonna take out all the pitchers on this one, so we may have to go in 2 packs. But anyway, so let's go through, and then you will go up and down. We're gonna do high-low of like pitcher ERA. So let me get the. I'm not doing the gum because this has been a challenging episode already. I don't need it to be more challenging. So
There's the gum stain. I love it. Love
there
the
is a
gum
gum
stain.
stain. So let me. We can have Spring Fever Baseball. Let's get that
All
out
right.
of there. Okay, so Tim Hewlett, position player. Mike Smithson. Let me make sure that
Definitely
yes,
doesn't look like a pitcher to me.
definitely a pitcher.
I think he's a pitcher.
Yes, Mike Smithson.
I mean, look at that stash. Obviously, he's a pitcher.
You can tell by the mustache.
Pete Rose. Cotton Candy Maldonado, not a outfielder. Jim Presley, first baseman, I believe. Clint Hurdle, who managed the Colorado Rockies.
You're third
Not
baseman. So you don't know
not,
anything about Jim Presley, do you?
what's that?
Kurt Flood?
Not Kurt Flood. Kurt
Not
Ford.
Flood?
Kurt Ford.
Kurt Ford.
Oh,
Jim Gantner,
That's a pitcher.
oh Kurt
second
Ford.
baseman. He looks like a pitcher.
Wow. It looks like Arn Anderson's brother.
No,
Yeah.
he's second baseman.
Omar Moreno.
Yeah, he really does.
Scott
Gosh, where's the
Nielsen.
pitchers here. I think he is.
Yeah, definitely a pitcher. Scott Bales, definitely a pitcher.
Yep.
Dwight Evans, record breaker, earliest home run season. I don't know what that is. Anyway, Mike Marshall, first baseman for the.
Not
Get
the
your beers
pitcher, Mike
ready,
Marshall.
Cecil
Get
Cooper.
your beers ready.
First baseman, though. Kelly Downs, definitely a pitcher. And Alejandro Pena, definitely a pitcher as well.
Yep.
So we're going to go
Got
into
it. We're
the.
not being this game. Oh, goodness. We're only like halfway through 1 pack. All right, come on.
I know.
It didn't help that 2 of those cards were not even players. It was like the Reds leaders and that Dwight Evans. So what are you going to get next? A checklist? Gosh.
Well, I mean, here's Tony La Russa, so he's out.
Manager, yep.
Ah,
All right, let's get into this.
Back when he knew what baseball was. He's on the field now. He has no idea where he is.
That's true, but he's still in first place, weirdly. All right, Jim
Oh, wow.
Acker.
Well, he's got a good team. That's why.
Yeah, it's true.
You
Jim
got Gene
Acker.
Garber up top. Oh, no. Jim Acker.
Dan Schatznader.
oh,
I'm
man.
assuming he's a pitcher.
Yep.
Looks like
Dodgers leaders. There's Ron Peronowski right there, pitching coach for the
Yep.
Dodgers.
He's got a good caboose.
Rick Leach.
Yeah, I know who that is. Yeah. Former quarterback at University of Michigan. That's the.
Wow, look at that. Dave Parker with the Reds.
Yep.
Actually, I'm going to do something really quickly here.
It's all right. We're live, pal. Oh,
We are live. I want to make this so you can see it. There you go. That's much better.
there you go. It looks pretty.
Okay, so let me get rid of this.
Purdy.
Thank you for sticking around with Baseball Card Shark. There's Dave Parker. Manny Lee.
Yeah.
Oh, Manny Lee knew how to party.
That's right. Manny
That's the
Stagger Lee.
style- That's the man
There you
that
go.
knows.
There's your
Bobby
pitcher.
Witt. So Bobby Witt Jr. is a for the Royals.
Yeah.
This is
Oh,
his
that's
son.
his
So
son. I didn't put two
Yeah.
and two together. Okay.
That's a pitcher.
All right. Let's see what's on his bench.
On your bench, Luis Quinones, but he's not. He's a position player.
God, he looks
got-
like a pitcher.
Kevin, don't call me Michael Gross from Family Ties. Former
John-
Cardinal, Former Philly, now with the Reds, John Denny.
No
When you
relation
say
to
now,
Reginald, right?
You're talking in 1987 now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not
De-
my brother's still not out there just on his
No.
walker. Okay.
And then Jeff Sellers. So
Wow,
this
you
rounds
got-
it out.
I got a garbage sitting on the bench.
Jim Rice, Joe
This-
Orsulak,
this-
Craig Walker.
I'm sorry. You know what? This is
What's
like
that?
a minor league pitching staff here.
It is. But
Like,
it'll
I've
still.
heard I've barely heard of these guys. If I've barely heard of them, you're good luck, sir.
Okay.
Is the dementia finally setting in?
So Mike Smithson, we're going to look at his ERA. His ERA total is 4.19.
419.
Yep.
Yes.
So he gives up about, if he were to pitch 9 innings, he would give up about 4 runs.
There you go.
So 4.19. Scott Nielsen, is he higher or lower than 4.19? And you can go to your bench.
Sure. No, I bet I can, but I don't know. He plays for the evil Empire. They're going to be pretty strict on him. So let's go. I don't want to lose this right away. Let's go higher. Scott Nielsen's higher.
You think
Just because he plays for the.
you're saying he's worse than this guy.
Bubble Pug says lower.
Remember, the higher the ERA is, the worse the pitcher is.
Yeah.
Oh,
higher.
okay. So he's gonna.
So it's like golf. You want to go
So
for
I want to
low.
explain that to you.
Understood.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, he's lower.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So Scott Nielsen, 4.02.
Oh,
I am the golden god.
Wow. By 0.17. Bubble Pug.
Hey,
Coming through for you.
thank you, Bubble Pug. I owe you one.
you're okay. I explained the stats.
So that's
to you.
his rookie card. So it's like the 4.02.
4.02.
Scott Bales. Scott
And
Bales.
this is
Higher
not-
or lower than 4.02?
Is this Scott Bale's rookie card, or that was the last guy?
I have no idea.
It is. It is his rookie card.
Ooh.
It is his rookie yard. That's my second favorite baseball team. Don't call me Scott Bayo Bales. He is lower.
Bubble Puck says lower.
This is tough.
All right,
This
I'm
is
with
tough.
You,
This
Bubble
one- this
Pug. I'm
one-
with you. He's lower.
This is a tough round you got here.
Ooh, 4.95. So higher.
Ouch.
Ba-bum-bum-bum.
It's fine. I've been playing rigged games on the Beer Baseball blog for over a year.
This
now.
one was tough. This one was very tough.
Sure. Yeah. No,
That one was
I didn't
tough.
even know half these guys.
Like I
played
told you,
baseball.
if Michael and I barely knew some of those pitchers, that tells you something, you know.
That is
Even
saying
so,
something.
ERA is really hard.
ERA is very
'Cause I
hard.
tried ERA on the Hoppy Hour, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is way harder than I thought it would be.
All right, Kevin, you're up.
All right, what you got for me?
1987.
Ooh,
Let's
great.
do it. We have a whole bunch of gum up here. I can't wait to throw it in the trash.
No, save it for me. Put
You
it
don't want
in
to sell it
the
on
Ziploc
eBay?
bag.
I don't have the patience to put it on eBay. What do you think about
All right,
that?
so Jesse Orozco. All right.
Yeah, there's some good ones. Oh, look at this.
So I see a trophy.
So the manager of the Sugarland Skeeters, Pete Incaviglia, Ohio State, or Oklahoma State. Yep.
Yes.
Don Schultze, which I believe is a pitcher. Yes, he
I think he's
is.
a pitcher. Oh, there's Riggy.
Ricky B. Ricky. That's what a neat card. I mean, this is what this reminds me of is the Reggie Jackson from '78 or '77, I think it is. So cool. That's a beautiful card. Mike Moore, I believe that is a pitcher
I
as
think he's
well.
a pitcher.
It is.
I think he's a pitcher.
Now, okay,
have-
this is awesome. Okay. Do you know why I laugh at the? Well, first of all, like look at the airbrush cap because he played with the Tigers, I believe. So he's a position player, but this guy, his Mike
Don't know what's going
Laga,
on here.
he's actually famous in Cardinals history for one thing. He hit a foul ball out of Busch Stadium 2. A foul ball It's like it's like Riverfront Stadium. Think of Riverfront
And went
or
out of the stadium as
one
well.
of those bowl stadiums. He hit it
Yeah, yeah.
a foul ball out of Busch Stadium.
But
me
why
see.
did they have to paint?
Yeah,
on
Tigers.
Why did they have to paint on the hat and the shirt?
So what happened was
Yeah,
is
look
he
how
got
bad. It looks more like a pink.
yeah. I mean this is
I like how it turned pink.
so these are the days. If you look at his card, like he played on the Tigers. So like yeah, on the in '86 he started with the Tigers, but then he was traded probably to the Cardinals, and then so they basically had time to make him on the Cardinals instead of the Tigers.
But that's funny though, because he actually played on the Cardinals. They couldn't get a photo of him when he played like a few.
Right.
games with the
I
Cardinals.
always think that too, but instead they think that airbrushing is the way
I
to
can't
go.
place the actor, but he looks like an actor I've seen in some of those like.
Yeah, he
movies
does.
around
He
that
does.
time period. I'm spacing
Ooh,
out
Charlie
around here.
Kerfield.
Yeah,
Charlie,
there you go.
that's a good player.
Jack would like that guy. That guy was a nut. Oh,
This
Yeah,
guy, Randy-
Charlie
Randy-
Kerfield. Now I'm gonna say this. You've got a friend in me.
Yep.
You've got a
Thank you.
friend in me. Randy
Thank you for
Neiman.
not singing "I Love L.A." Thank you.
Well, if he was on the Dodgers, I say I love
You've
LA.
been perfect.
I
Absolutely.
could, and if he was short, I go short. People got no reason, but we're totally alienating our crowd right now.
We absolutely are.
We have not been alienating the crowd enough for all the delays, so let's alienate you guys even more.
Yeah, exactly. There's the gum stain for Jesse
geez,
Orozco, who we said,
Feels mean.
yeah,
Yeah.
we said he had most appearances, right? For a
I think that
team.
was just last week when that came up.
That's right. One of my favorite players, one of the Jackson Five, Tito Landrum.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
That's
back.
wow, that's an
Strawberry
awesome.
and Gary Carter right there.
There's a pitcher, Scott Terry.
We don't
I'm
like
like, okay,
Daryl Strawberry.
sure.
Mr. Ray Lopez, Ray Knight.
Yep. Mr. Nancy Lopez.
Nancy Lopez, sorry.
Yeah.
Dick Schofield, Bob
Yeah.
Tewksbury. Wow,
There you
that's
go.
there we go.
I'm getting the perennial Who's.
Greg Brock. Wow, Steve Garvey
Steve Garvey's an amazing photo there.
and Mike Maddox. Now the pitching coach for the Cardinals.
There you go.
All right.
Looking very 80s with that hair and the stash. That was good.
Very.
Very,
Mike
very good.
Maddox does a thing that it's always bugs me, and I'm sure it bugs everybody who is on the Cardinals pitching staff. Whenever he comes out to the mound, he always puts his hands, both hands, on both shoulders while he talks to you. It's
What a
very,
weird,
it's super
awkward
creepy.
move, right?
Super
It's like,
creepy.
hey, this is my manager. Hey, Jim. How you
He goes,
doing?
all right, checklist. On your second one on your bench is Ken Howell,
He's a pitcher?
right? Pitcher.
Okay.
Yep, he is.
All right. I remember
Wow.
Jay Howell, but
Tim Pisnarki. This guy. It was on Saturday Night Live. No, that's Tim Kazurinsky.
is that the is that the guy from the guy who had the lighting shop in Police Academy?
Yes, it was. Nicely done.
You're welcome.
Bill Dolly. Okay, that rounds out your bench. But let's
Oh,
see.
I
who
don't
you,
get Fernando.
you don't get
Rats.
Fernando.
That's Disco's.
Yep. There's Earl
Yeah,
Weaver.
you had a good one in this game.
Oh, wow. Frank Tanana, another good one for the
Veteran.
Angels
Who's
and
next?
Tigers.
Your name coming, Jack.
Hall of Famer Barry Larkin.
Speaking of Hall of Famers, check your
Hall of
speaker.
Famer.
George
There you go. There you go, Jack. Double
The
taper for you.
infamous Double taper.
Yep. Up.
Bill Wegman. Brewer. Neil Allen. Jose Uribe. Don Slott. Brian Delkers.
Okay.
Rick Burleson. Tony Pena. And Jamie Quirk. All right.
Right. Gosh. Okay. Let's
Let's
I
rock
have,
and
to
roll,
be,
boys.
I have to get two of these right to take the lead. All right, let's see
You
how this
do.
goes.
All right. So we're going to go with Don Schultze. This is going to be very interesting. Another Indian.
Yep.
Ooh, this is great on your part. It's 5.46.
Yes.
Very, very
I'll
high.
take that.
He
I know
actually
the
had
Indians were not happy with that, but I'm happy with it.
yeah.
All right. so
Okay.
who's he up against?
Up against Mike Moore.
I mean, I got to go lower. I mean,
Mike
know.
Moore being lower. Now he has a mesh hat, That's not good. That's not a good thing when it comes to.
That's not a good sign.
That means he made it to spring training. He did make it out of spring training potentially. But Mike Moore, you're saying lower?
Oh yeah, sure. He'll be in the 4s probably.
His shirt's not even photoshopped.
Speaking of 4s, 4.44 ERA.
All right, take it.
4s across the floor. Charlie Kerfield. This is another. This was actually a guy who didn't get enough kind of the weirdness. He actually did something. I'm not remembering what it was.
He was definitely a character in that period. Like he was known for wearing like Jetsons shirts under his uniform.
That's what. Yeah.
I think that's what it was, because he was kind of like a hip thing in like the late '86 season, and he's a reliever. So since he's a reliever, I will say he's lower.
Ooh.
Than 4. What was it? 4 what?
4.44. 3.07. Okay, so that's pretty good. You're right. He has wow, he was 11-2 that year for
That's as a reliever.
The Astros. That's pretty good for a reliever.
As a reliever too. Wow. Jeez.
Yeah, and 7 saves. What a season.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
he was kind of
3.07.
a phenom there briefly.
Real quick, I'm sorry to derail, but read his bio. Charlie is known as a free spirit. He enjoys playing harmless, practical jokes in the Astros club.
This is a player cut from your mold, right there.
Yeah, that means
I was
he
I'm thinking he's got
firecrackers off in guys' shoes. He pooped in guys' bags. Like that's a. Dude,
you talk about wrestling is like baseball. Here you go. You know, he probably had the hot foot where you set the guy's shoe on fire. You know.
So we were talking about Graig Nettles before. If you look at the October 9th, 1980, Graig Nettles became the first player to hit an inside-the-park home run in a playoff series. There you go. So we talked about him earlier. So 3.07 is what to beat. You've got a friend in me.
Randy Newman.
He's not my friend, so I'm going to say it's higher.
Higher. So he pitched on the same staff.
I don't know who Randy Neiman is.
So Neiman's going to have a higher rate?
I think so. I never heard of the guy, so I think it's higher.
Sure.
There you go.
Sure.
4.53. Nicely done.
Wow.
Moves to the second tier right there.
All right.
So 4.53 going against the veteran. And he is a veteran at this point because he was still pitched with the he
played for like another 10 years after this.
Yeah, he did. So I mean, he was like in the middle of his career right here.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with my logic for Charlie Kerfield. Since he was a reliever, I'm gonna say lower.
Jesse Roscoe, 4.53. You're gonna go higher
lower
or lower? Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm going lower.
Nicely done. 2.48. If you can see through the gum stain, that's really nicely done.
About Canada, I can't even like read what it says there.
Jesse once played semi-pro ball in Canada.
All right.
Yep. There you go.
That's good. All right.
So that's good. That bodes well for you because 2.48 against Scott Terry.
Well, I mean, I never heard Scott Terry, so let's go higher.
Wow, 6.14.
Wow. Oh, all right.
That's awesome.
That guy looks like Tom Hanks' very unloved nephew.
Yeah.
Right? He's like, come on, Uncle Tom. Give me some of that Forrest Gump money, dude. Sorry.
So I made it.
There. It's another Met, right?
I actually made a mistake on this one. I didn't put down the right one. So you actually have so Scott Terry. So that's 6.14. So
I get Bill Wegman.
You get Bill Wegman. So get your beers ready. We got.
I already took a sip for him. I'll sip another one.
Hopefully you can hear that in the background.
I go lower than 6. Come on.
That's an easy call. Bill Wegman.
It's got to be lower.
Gotta be lower.
You know, he played for several years.
Ooh, not much. He's got 5 ERA.
Oh my gosh!
Wow.
All right, I'll take.
But you do make it
into the next round easily.
You do make it to the top row.
All right,
Daddy. Here you go.
A 5 ERA against Bob Tewksbury. You still have a bench. It doesn't really matter at this point because
I don't. I think that's a good solid number.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go lower. He's a Yankee. I think he's going to be in the 4s.
All right.
I'm thinking high 3s, low 4s. He's a vet, man. This guy's been around. He can't
That's
have a
right.
6 ERA.
Yep. And he's just off pitching for the Cardinals,
Right.
I think, and so yeah, so he did really well at
Pretty
this
good on
point.
this one. What do you got for me?
3.31. Runs the
Yeah,
gauntlet.
all right.
Runs the
Wow.
gauntlet. Nicely done.
Woo.
Nicely done. There's actually some good trivia questions on the back of these. I should take some of this off of here as well.
And then you're going to start looking at those cards to fill in, get some more on this day in baseball history.
Yeah. So you got Ken Howell, Bill Dolly, all in the 371, 288. And Mike Maddox, actually, he's the pitching coach, and his ERA is 5.42. So do as I do, not as I say, right?
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, those who can't
Hi,
teach
Michael.
do.
Exactly. All right. So it is now my turn. I get to, Kevin in a commanding lead. This is always a tough one.
So now you have to run the gauntlet.
Yep.
I have to run the gauntlet, then it goes to a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And believe me, I did ERA once, and I'm just, like I said, I'm not challenging. Let me do ERA, and I'm like, this is not easy.
it is
I
not.
at least knew enough knowledge where I know if guys were relievers, they're probably gonna have lower ERAs. That definitely helped me to do that.
All right. So
What do you
let's
got for us, Michael?
get this out of here. I think I might. Oh, this is interesting. This pack. Yeah. I think this might be
Yeah.
similar to what it is. Bill Dolly,
Oh, there you go, and you get Fernando.
Fernando Valenzuela, which you
Fernando. I
did
didn't
not get that one. There's Earl Weaver again.
Earl Weaver, he looks already angry. Oh, you get the Frank Tanana. Right
Frank
on.
Tanana. Well, we didn't get that.
Right.
We didn't get to
Yeah,
that one.
Tanaka. I like
Barry
it.
Larkin and George Brett.
Jim
Coming.
Acker.
Macker.
Oh,
Are you gonna get the George Brett in this?
there we go. Picture. Yep.
Oh God, you heard that? Nope, we're not gonna get George Brett. Oh,
Dan
that first half was a
Schatznader.
similar one.
That guy looks like Dennis Rader, the BTK killer.
Geez, you get a lot of pictures here. Oh, Willie Upshaw, right on.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Oh,
young
Rick Aguilera. That's a good picture.
He's young there though.
It's
That might be
scary.
a
That's
rookie
very
card.
scary.
Yeah.
Alvin Davis. Ooh, John Kruk.
On Ruck, all right.
Famously parodied by Chris Farley. John Denny, as we've said
Oh,
before.
there we go. We had him earlier. Yep.
Tim Wallach.
Great player that period.
Steve Yeager, former Dodger catcher.
And a star of the Naked Gun.
That's right.
He was one of the players in the Naked Gun film. Yep.
And Bob Shirley. Okay, so we go to our second
Surely
pack
he's
here.
serious.
Yeah, sure. All right.
That was
Totally,
Matt
Shirley.
if he's still out there.
These are just brutal cards.
Oh my gosh, that gum.
No, it's fantastic, man. These things have been around since 1987.
True.
Yeah.
One of Kevin's favorite players, Dave Henderson, broke his heart. 1986.
I'm giving the look, Jack.
Ray Searage, pitcher. That's on my
Pitcher, yeah.
bench. Dave LaPointe, former
Yep.
Cardinal.
Good pitcher. There you go. You're
Is-
set.
is-
What round
is
got your
that
pack?
the-
So just to go through, Braves, Harold Reynolds,
Oh, Kirby.
Manley, Puckett.
Oh, both all-star cards. All right.
Yep. Wallace Johnson.
Wallace Johnson. Wait a minute. Can I see Wallace Johnson again? Okay. I'm just
It
curious.
looks like Andre Dawson. It sure does.
Yeah, I'm just like, what?
Sullivan, Doug Driebeck. Wow.
Is a
Former
Yankee?
Pirate pitcher.
I didn't remember being a
Yeah,
Yankee.
he's a Yankee. Yeah, I don't either.
I must have been young in his career. All right.
Don
Now,
Carmen.
Driebeck was one of those guys who was a great hitting pitcher, if I remember right, too. Unless I'm mixing him up with somebody else. Maybe I think
Chris
of Rick
Brown.
Russell.
Oh, nice.
Not that Chris Brown.
Former boyfriend of Rihanna.
Yeah, he
Mark-
wasn't the one.
Oh, get
Mark
your beers
Crystal
ready.
Clear. Yeah, there's your beers. Let's do it. Kevin Romine. Mookie Wilson.
Hey,
There's some
Mookie.
yeah. Don Baylor.
That's
Tim
good.
Conway.
Good
Okay.
players in there. All right.
So now the
luck, Michael.
last guy, Disco, I'm sorry, but the last guy on your bench, was he the inspiration for the old pitcher on Major League?
No, but he looks a lot like it. Wow, that's a great call.
That's good.
He's just
I
like,
think-
I've been playing this damn game for 40 years. Just bring him up.
I think it's more like Phil Necro, but as I look at this more, I think you're right. I think you're right. This is
I don't remember him playing like that long, but he looks a little rugged there, you know.
he
say the
does.
least.
He
Gene
does.
Nelson in here looks like if you hopefully you get to him in that second row, that guy looks like he's been around.
Yes.
Look at that beard.
Yep. All right, here we go. So, this is going to be tough. 2.88
Oh, that's good. Oh, against
Bill-
Fernando though. Oh,
against
Ooh,
Fernando.
against Fernando. Valenzuela. Uh-oh.
Ooh.
I don't want to say anything. I don't want to jinx it.
I don't know. What do you think in
I
the
don't know how
chat?
Fernando will be at this point of his career.
288 against Fernando Valenzuela. Do I go to my bench early? Do I go to the bench early? I just might.
Let me tell you what I would do.
Please.
This
Please,
is just, my veteran outlook on the game. Fernando Valenzuela is 3.14 guaranteed.
Wow.
I was hoping you were going to say 3.16 to go with your beer.
No. Hey, I'm not working no gimmicks here. This is legit. 3.14.
3.14.
Bubble Pug's with me.
Because
she's like,
now baseball is all about strategy. It's much like chess. It's
right.
positioning yourself to be in the best position. With that, I'm actually going to go to my bench. I'm actually going to turn over Ray Searage. Yeah. So another pitcher, another. Wow. Look at this. Look at this daunting lineup.
Day.
Wow.
Probably taking the same day.
3.40.
Oof.
Gosh.
So with what you're saying, Cowboy,
He's lower now. Fernando's lower.
Fernando's lower.
If it's 3.14, I'm lighting this house on fire. Wouldn't that be amazing?
All right. 2.94.
Wow.
That's pretty
You know what?
impressive.
Good move.
Yeah,
Good move.
No,
That's pretty
would have been, if you said higher, you would have been just right there. But that's
Yep.
great. Good job.
All right, this is so 2.94. This one, oh jeez.
He's a grizzled vet.
Yeah, but look at that unibrow. And he's not happy with himself. He doesn't have a good ERA.
And Frank Tanana was really good with the Angels.
He was great in the 70s, but this is the tail end of his career, so
This is 1987, man. He's trailing off. He's throwing bad stats. He's higher.
I don't even remember him being on.
yeah, this is the tail end of his career. But he played a good 15, 16 years, which for a pitcher, that's great,
2.94 against Tanana. Yeah, I'm gonna go higher. 3.40.
Boom.
Oh yeah, good call.
Wow, look at how many teams he's played for. Angels,
go.
Red Sox, Rangers. I didn't remember him with the Rangers, Tigers. Wow.
Look at that.
Wow. He was 7-18 in 82. That's what that
But
little.
still, that's a heck of a career to pitch that long.
Sure is.
3.5. Jeez.
3.40. Now, this is actually tough. Jim Acker. I have no idea who this is. That is the wild card right here. I might have to go to my bench early again.
All right.
Yeah, because he might pitch 2 games and have a 2 ERA. You know
Right, exactly.
No, I've heard Jim Acker before. I have. And I don't know anything about baseball, but I guarantee you he's lower.
Okay, so you say lower.
Wow.
Then
I don't
can't trust
think so,
that.
but okay.
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna switch it out. I'm gonna go to my bench with Bob Shirley. 3.75. So that actually helps
that.
that.
Difference. God, that might have made it harder for me.
He's lower.
How about this? I'm gonna go. Bubble Pug says lower too.
I'm thinking he's in the 4s. I don't know. This is tough.
This is tough. Oh boy. Okay, so this is 3.75. Higher or lower?
So, Michael, this is what it boils down to: is you've got Kevin Lyon, Big Kev, who doesn't know squat about baseball. And then you've got Cowboy Jack Durango, who knows everything about baseball.
And I never heard of this guy, by the way. Legit never heard of this dude.
Jim
But look at
Acker's
him. He's
lower.
obviously around minor league baseball.
I'm going to go higher. 3.99.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
Wow. Just made it by a smidge.
Right? It was 3.94, right?
399.
No. Bob Sherman.
My new one is 3.74.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Sorry, 3.75. I said
That
higher.
was close. I was flashing the 4.
Yeah.
That was
You were
399. All right.
you were literally one off, Kevin. Nicely
Wow,
done.
you did it, man. Good
So,
job.
made it up there. that was rough.
Oof.
Oh my
Not
God.
gonna
This
get
is
easier here.
it does not get
Like,
any
come on, look
easier.
at this guy.
Holy
You
shit.
can't wear baby blue pants
Like,
like
I
that
don't-
and not have a small ERA.
So if I go to my bench, I don't have anybody else.
Small ERA.
Yeah, I know. Anybody out there have a guess?
Yeah. Anybody?
This is just like you might as well flip a coin on this one.
This is-
What's it? Schatzeder?
Shat
I'm going to
Sater.
say 3.28. What do you know? 4.
I'm gonna go higher. I'm gonna go higher.
You're telling me this guy pitched a 3 ERA? I might have heard of him.
Oh, 3.58. I blew it.
Ah, jeez.
I love it when I'm
Wow.
right.
That
I
was
love it when I'm
so
right.
tough.
It's hard
Wow.
being this good.
ERA's
Kevin.
hard. I don't know how I got lucky today in that ERA.
That was tough. I don't think we've ever played one that's been so hard.
I'll take that victory though.
Yeah. That was really, really tough.
Yeah.
Let's get
I
a
get for
robot,
ERA.
a robot
ERA's
ump in here to review things because I'm pretty sure Big Kev cheated. Like he always does. It's fine. I get it. That's the point of the show. Big Kev cheats.
It's all good. So I mean, those are always fun. It's
I don't
great
win
to,
every time, all right? If I'm winning every time, if I was Mr. 500 in this game, then I get
No, that was a solid
Alright.
game, man. That was a solid game.
Yeah.
When you guys get stumped, I know it's serious.
Well, also we know too much. Meaning, like, if we don't know the guy who he is, it's even tougher.
Sure.
Like we're just like, oh my God, like, did this guy have a career? This guy, and even like Jesse Orozco is a perfect example. It was like that guy had a major league career, a major career, but was he dominant in ERA? Who knows? So, yeah, there's so many.
I'm telling you, like the Dan Schatzert or whatever, he might have pitched like 4 games and did well enough to where, he's 3 to 5 ERA. It's like, okay, great. But then he plays one more season and gets an 8 ERA and then you never hear from him again,
Yep. All right, so let's do it. Let's end out with some baseball trivia.
This is where I shine.
You shine like a turd? What? You got to shine that golden turd?
Hey.
What? Shine that golden turd up. Come on. Let's get
All
ready
right.
for that.
So no Googling. We want to know if you know your baseball trivia. We're going to test
We
it
just
right now.
Google looking at Michael Mondragon. That's what we
Yes.
Google at.
That's what I Google 90% of my day. I've been fired from 4 jobs in the last year because that's all I do. I just sit on the computer and I Google pictures of Michael Mondragon.
All right, here we go.
Our eyes are Googling all the time.
Google. All right. What player hit the
Google
most
Gaga.
home runs from 1990 to 1999? Oh, look at this. Dusting those shoulders off.
Oh, he already
I
knows.
got this one.
Sammy Sosa,
Boom.
Mark
Oh,
McGuire,
ooh.
Barry Bonds, or Ken Griffey Jr.?
90 to 99.
Yes, sir.
The entire 90s.
See,
We're going to go Ken Griffey Jr., the dark horse.
I wouldn't say he's the dark horse. Like I'm down to him and McGuire because Barry Bonds didn't discover. I'm sorry, Balco until like what the 2000.
Right.
Sure, but yeah, I mean, McGuire.
And Sammy Sosa came up like mid-decade, so that's why but when you were reading the question, I'm like, it's got to be McGuire. But gosh, Griffey was more of a consistent home run hitter. But you know what? Because I don't always like to agree with the person, I'll go Mark McGuire just to pick something different. Everyone else going Griffey. All right. You're probably right. Probably is Griffey now that I'm thinking about it. But,
we have a
everyone's saying Griffey. No love for Sosa, no love for Berry.
Yeah.
No love for Berry here. All right. Well, as there shouldn't be much love for
he's still around. He was the batting coach for the Marlins. I saw him at a ceremony in San Francisco. He's still in baseball, technically.
Yeah. I mean, it probably is Griffey. But, just be different. I'll go with McGuire.
Okay.
I'll probably be wrong in this, but that's fine.
And Jack, you're going with Griffey?
Number
He's
4,
going with the kid.
Griffey Jr.
Anybody else
Angelo
in the chat?
And the kid, too, if he was with us.
Yeah, he's a big Griffey fan. And my claim to fame is I actually saw Griffey in the early days in Peoria, Arizona, as for spring training. When that facility opened, he hit 2 triples in spring training, and then I think he hit like another single, and then he was taken out. It was like, yeah, that's my Arizona Griffey story. I don't think we have anybody else, so let's give the answer here.
Give that answer.
It's actually Mark McGuire with 405.
Oh, this is bullcrap.
Ken Griffey Jr. right behind him with 382. Bonds with 361. I actually threw the red herring, which is Sammy Sosa. Actually, Albert Bell is in 4th place with 351. Juan Gonzalez, 339. Sosa at 332. A guy no one talks about, and unfortunately, man, he is so invisible now. Just for that one hearing, Rafael Palmeiro, 328.
I'm sorry, he should be.
Understandably, definitely.
He was an awesome player, but
he threw away his career. Canseco.
How did he throw away his career?
Kevin, you want to take this, or do you want me to take it?
Go ahead and take it because you know the quote.
So there was congressional hearings about baseball, about
the steroid gimmicks.
Yes, sir. And actually, Joe Biden. If you look up the actual hearings, Joe Biden is super cocky during this whole thing. He goes, this is the unlevel playing field that we were playing. It's so dumb. The whole thing was really super dumb.
Over steroids in a professional sport.
Well it was they basically
illegal.
Yeah,
technically.
Yeah,
sure. And so was cocaine, but I'm pretty sure Mark McGuire tooted up a bunch of lines like.
In the 80s, sure, but in the 90s, he was just injecting.
Yeah,
allegedly.
Yeah,
sure.
So like Jose Canseco was on the board. Kurt Schilling.
Friend of the show, Jose Canseco.
Yes, friend of the show. Actually, acquaintance of the show.
I'm sorry,
he's not a friend of the show. Acquaintance.
Close personal friend of Michael Mondragon, Jose Canseco.
He's closer to me than he is you guys.
Yeah, he's your workout buddy. You guys worked out together.
He is.
Does anybody want to be close to Jose Canseco?
We were hanging and banging, brother.
Hanging, brother.
So there was a very famous quote from Rafael Palmeiro, who was playing for the Orioles and Rangers, a really accomplished hitter. Yes. And he wagged his finger at Congress. In no way did I ever take steroids. Like, he pointed his finger at them and says, like, I never did it. Never did it. It came out later. Yeah, he did it.
Yeah, no, I mean, of course he was.
Why not?
Good for him, though. Like, way to stand down Congress, man.
Yeah, it was pretty embarrassing. There's so many players like this. They're like, oh, you meant that.
That guy, Palmeiro, would have been in the Hall of Fame if he didn't mess.
100%.
That didn't happen to him. That's
100%.
how good he was.
Yeah, he was squeaky clean. Yep. It's like Robinson Cano. He'll never be in the Hall of Fame, and he was on track.
Yeah.
But that was the whole thing. So
Well, then
unfortunately,
you got Matt McGuire and
Yeah.
Sosa and Barry Bonds. Who knows if those guys will ever get in? Especially the process sports writers baseball writers vote them in. Like baseball writers are gonna be the most. They're not gonna vote. They're not gonna agree on anybody no matter what.
right.
Let
Right.
alone if there's controversy for them.
Yeah. I think a lot about that, about like Altuve. I think about Bregman,
Come on, Pete Rose is not in the Hall of Fame. Come on,
Pete Rose,
Yeah, it's a
Clemens.
travesty.
I mean,
I'm
like
sorry, he's
all
in the
the
WWE Hall of Fame. This is gonna be 2 hours.
yeah, exactly.
Like,
Yeah,
oh
there's
gosh,
still a
it's
chance to be in
lot.
a WWE Hall of Fame. Right.
All right, what's our next question, Michael?
Our next question is, what player had the most pitching wins from 1990 to 1999, the entire decade of the
I
90s?
think I got this. Let me see if you
Jack
got the
seems
four.
very confident. Why? I'm not
Jack
sure
was more
why.
confident than me. I'm like, I think I
Well, I know
know.
this one.
Okay.
The choices are Tom Glavine, Roger Clemens, Randy Johnson, or Greg Maddux.
Well, the name that came to mind instantly is on the 4, so that makes me feel pretty good
Okay.
about this.
Not me.
Yeah.
Not me.
Well, I mean, come on.
I was expecting to see the answer that what I heard in my head, which was Babe Ruth, but it's not.
He did not play in the 90s, unfortunately.
Right.
Not in
thought he did it. I
1890.
thought he did it first, but that's my fault. I'm going number 4, Greg Maddux, in honor of my nephew.
Ooh. We have some controversy in the If Sports Cards house.
Well, what's happening here?
Oh, big unit.
I believe Ian is going for the big unit. Mickey going for Roger Clemens.
I'm kind of surprised Jack didn't pick Randy Johnson because he is a foreign Diamondback and his nickname is the Big Unit.
I almost did,
That's
but I
right.
can't go against my nephew.
All right. And
Andy
the first thing that came to my head, Jack, was Greg Maddux. We talked about last week. He had 20 straight seasons of at least 10 wins. And I'm like, man, this is the peak of the Braves. So I'm gonna go Greg Maddux.
He's a hoss.
Greg Maddux. Who'd you go with, Jack?
I went with Maddux. Man.
Oh, so you're both going with Maddux.
Okay, so if Kevin's going with Maddux, I'm gonna go with Big Unit just to be different. But
No.
no. Hey! Don't argue against the Arizona Diamondbacks, dude. It is Randy Johnson, the Big Unit. He kills birds, dude.
Yeah.
and he has one of just like Magic Johnson, just like Dick Butkus. Randy Johnson is one of the great names in sports.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yes.
So we, all right. So we have it's all over the place. Nobody
There's
going
no
with
love for Tom Glavine here.
No love for Tom Glavine.
He very likely could be it too. He just snuck in there and did it.
No love. Who's voting for Roger Clemens?
We have
If
Mickey.
Sports Cards wife. Nikki
Oh,
Murphy.
Yeah.
All right. Nikki's usually right, so now I'm
What about
starting
did
to doubt
Bubba Bug do the
myself.
answer? Oh, there you go. Bubba Bug says Greg Maddux. All right.
Yep. And the answer is Greg Maddux.
I told you.
Now we talked about this before. If you watch the show, that Greg Maddux actually, had that super long win streak, right?
Just talked about last week. I think it was last week.
Yep. So yeah, he was dominant in the 90s. Tom Glavine right behind him. So Maddux had 176, Glavine 164, Clemens 152, Johnson 150.
Oh,
Wow.
Number 5, Kevin. You will never guess it, but you'll be like, oh yeah, I get that.
I was going to
Number
say Steve Avery.
Steve Avery. That he's not even on this list, but
I was
you
just
are
trying to think of another guy who pitched on the Braves for a long time in that period.
you'll be surprised by this one, but you'll instantly go, oh yeah, Kevin Brown.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What? Kevin Brown and John Smoltz had 143, which is nuts. Because if you remember, the Dodgers signed Kevin Brown, and then he literally forgot how to pitch.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
No, it's all right. It's the Dodgers. Oh, whoops. I say it out loud.
Yes, winning.
Winning.
Yeah, and even my girlfriend says the professor. Nicely done.
Very good. Well,
What's up, Bill?
we had Charlie O'Brien to help him out behind the plate. That's the difference right there.
Yep.
I think you appreciate the Charlie O'Brien drop. He had his own specific catcher, Jack. He had this guy has to be my catcher. So that guy play at least a couple games a week just for that purpose.
So John Smoltz at number 6, David Cohn 141, Mike Messina 136, Mr.
Is
Tawny
Pettit in there, or did he come up too late? Andy Pettit.
Let's see, is Pettit's not even on here.
Okay, so he came up a little later.
Yeah, he was. I remember watching him pitch in like 2005.
Yeah, I was trying
for
to think
like the Astros.
He came in the mid-90s. Okay.
Yeah. This is a very interesting one. Well, I was gonna say this one, Mr. Tawny Katane, Chuck Finley, with 135. Here I go again on my own.
He was married to Tawny Katane?
He was married, and not only was he married to Tawny Katane, he was beat up by Tawny Katane and actually filed a police report against her, and a restraining order. It was actually.
That's what he gets for being mouthy, He was asking.
Anyone knows the sports radio show host Jim Rome? He would call Chuck Finley Chuck Katane after that.
Chuck Katane, right? Exactly.
Much like we talked about Ray Knight earlier, being married to Nancy Lopez, the female golfer, amazing golfer. He would always call him Ray Lopez.
Ray Lopez,
right? The family.
And then he would call Jim Everett, the quarterback for the Rams. He would call it Chris Everett.
Yeah.
And that was a famous one. If you look up Jim Everett, Jim Rome, there's a fight on set where he calls him Chris Everett.
And he literally turned over the table and tried to attack Jim Rome. It was nuts.
Oh, good move.
Though, for what it is.
Good times.
Jim Rome's got a big mouth, man.
He does. But that's how he made a living all this time. So good for him, I guess.
So Chuck Finley, we talked about. Scott Erickson with 130. Now I'm going to end this one with David Wells, 127. What can you tell me about David Wells, Kevin Lyon?
You want me to tell the story? Because if Matt Sinister was still in the chat, I don't think he is. It'd be funny. So I was lucky enough to get tickets to see Guns N' Roses at Jack Murphy Stadium, Qualcomm Stadium, and unfortunately now, where the Padres used to play before Petco, and the Chargers used to play there before they moved to LA. More or less, I had a connection to get tickets, and I look, and we were sitting on the floor, like, wow, this is great seats. And then later, like, the comment was, someone knew David Wells, and David Wells got comped because he actually used to play for the Padres. And the whole thing was, apparently our seats were better than David Wells. And our friends overheard that, and they started laughing, going, yeah, Kevin and Matt got better tickets than David Wells. And I'm like, yeah. Matt was still here. You appreciate that. I don't know if Matt's still watching. We're 2 hours in. This is like the longest regular show we might have.
I was going to say, it's super fun.
I blame me.
We did have to go some time, to be fair.
Yeah, that was definitely.
Angelo probably could have made it on for the last 15 minutes.
That's probably true. He's probably sitting there watching at this point, thinking we're crazy at this point.
Yeah.
So let me do this again. Thank you so much for watching every week. I can't believe this is our 72nd. Even though it's a 71 as far as the episodes go, this is our 72nd show in a row. We have not missed a week. We are going to go next week. I can't wait to be here. Thank you so much for jumping on, supporting us. If you would like to be a Patreon supporter, go here. If you can support us at Etsy, do that. Go to our social media, like, subscribe, all that nonsense. But I'm going to throw it back here. Kevin, Jack, thank you so much for being here tonight. Did you have any last words before we jump off of here?
Last words? Am I? Is something happening to me next week? What do you mean last words?
Let's hope.
Am I on death row?
Last words for today.
Oh, for today. Oh, whew, you scared me for a minute. I'm like, what do you got on me from my weekend adventure pouring beer into Jack Durango's mouth? Out in the desert in 108-degree weather. Oh,
it's bad.
If you want to follow me on Instagram and Twitter, you can find me at Lock and Loll, LOKNLOLL. fun show tonight, Jack. Thanks for jumping on last minute. And as always, I say, you need some humor, pick up your phone right now. Call 516-922-WINE. That is the Jackie the Joke Man Martling's hotline. Joke line. Want to hear some jokes? I'm going to call it after the show. See if it's been updated in the last 2 months, because I don't know if it has.
Of course not.
If it is, great. I can hear some new jokes that maybe I can tell. No, I won't be able to tell those jokes on the show. We're trying to be, we're trying to be friendly here as I'm hiding Radiant because I'm having a Radiant beer, believe it or not. But otherwise, support your minor league baseball team that if you know of one, support them. We want them to stick around, or support your local brewery. But In-N-Out, not Whataburger.
That's very controversial. I didn't want to say that, but you're right.
That's a bad move. Whataburger is way better than In-N-Out Burger.
You gotta realize, I live in California. Whataburger is not a thing here at all, right? So I can get away with that.
Terrible.
Not terrible.
I just want to say, support the show. Click through Etsy, Amazon, Patreon. Please, 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 everybody out there, support the show. This show, I love this show, man. It's a huge part of my heart. It's a huge part of my week. Please support these guys. They give us a lot of entertainment. They give us a lot of smiles, a lot of laughs. Click through, sign up on Patreon. Please, please, please. I'm asking you. I'll sponsor something.
Or at the least, like I said, Amazon is the one I try to tell people.
Oh, yeah.
Just go to the affiliates page, click on it. If you bookmark it, just click on that and boom. Whatever you buy on Amazon, it's not going to cost you any more. I mean, Michael knows whenever I shop on Amazon, it's through him, and he gets a little 6% back, No,
we need cards. We need beer. We need content. That stuff costs money. Please support the show, everybody. I'm sorry.
It's all right. We're 2 hours in. Don't worry.
Yeah, I mean, thank you so much. I mean, right here, it's like if we go to beerbaseball.com, Patreon, Amazon, go to Baseballism, Homage. You can get craft beer. Look at all this stuff. All good.
Hey.
Yeah,
Beer Club. Why am I not in that?
Yeah, for real. We definitely need to get that. So thank you so much, everyone. Yeah. Thank you for enduring my computer. If in full disclosure,
thank you for enduring Jack and I just talking to each other for 5 minutes.
Yeah. Thank you for that. In full disclosure, this is how dumb this is. This is how awesome that live streaming is. My computer was plugged in. Okay, so the electrical part was in. It wasn't plugged in, so it actually ran out of battery.
Nice.
Of course.
Whatever. That is so live streaming right there. So thank you so much. We appreciate all your patience. Thank you. And then we'll be back next week, and we're going to do this again. We have a lot of fun. Hopefully we can not go 2 hours.
Yeah, this is a long one, boys.
This is the extended.
We're doing a Broadway, brother. The 2 hour Broadway. We got to go 29 more seconds. Let's close at 2 hours even.
Yes, this is the extended 12-inch of this show. Thank you so much.
Whoa. Not anything else.
That's a final reference.
And I know Jack took that another direction completely.
Of course he did.
We have 10 seconds.
It's me.
And even 2 hours.
I did.
Good night, everyone. We'll see you next Tuesday with another Beer Baseball Blogcast. More craft beer and curveballs. Good night, everyone.